10 historical events they didn't teach you in school. Today, we're diving deep into the annals of history, unearthing 10 lesser-known events that expose the brutal capacity for cruelty and suffering that humanity is capable of. The Great Leap Forward. From 1958 to 1962, China underwent intense social and economic upheaval, a period marked by radical changes and profound suffering. Under the leadership of Mao Zedong, radical agricultural and industrial reforms were implemented. These reforms, however, led to widespread crop failures and a devastating famine. Estimates of deaths during this period range from tens of millions to upwards of 45 million, making it one of the deadliest famines in human history. Families were torn apart, driven to desperation as they struggled to survive. The social fabric of the nation was severely damaged. The Chinese government's tight control over information meant that the true scale of the famine remained hidden from the world for many years. Even today, the Great Leap Forward and the resulting famine remain sensitive topics in China, often shrouded in silence and censorship. The Great Chinese Famine stands as a harrowing example of the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition and poorly planned policies. Government policies, even those with the best intentions, can lead to unimaginable suffering and tragedy when not carefully considered and executed. The Armenian Genocide, a wound that still bleeds. Between 1915 and 1923, the Ottoman government embarked on a campaign of deportation, torture, and mass murder against Armenians. Despite overwhelming evidence, Turkey continues to deny the genocide. This refusal deepens the wounds of the past, leaving descendants grappling with unresolved trauma. The Armenian Genocide serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked nationalism and religious intolerance. The Congo Free State, darkness in the heart of Africa. From 1885 to 1908, King Leopold II of Belgium ruled the Congo Free State with brutal exploitation. Forced labor, torture, and mutilation were commonplace. Millions of Congolese perished from the brutal conditions. The horrors were largely hidden from the outside world until exposed by journalists and activists. The Congo Free State serves as a chilling example of the dark side of colonialism. The Holodomor, starving a nation into submission. In the 1930s, Soviet Ukraine experienced a man-made famine known as the Holodomor. Soviet authorities implemented systematic grain confiscation and enforced starvation. Millions perished, their deaths a stark reminder of the human cost of totalitarianism. The Holodomor remained largely hidden from the world for decades. It's a chilling chapter in human history, a reminder of the fragility of life. The Rwandan Genocide, 100 Days of Slaughter. In 1994, Rwanda experienced a genocide that unfolded with terrifying speed and brutality. An estimated 800,000 people were slaughtered in just 100 days. The international community largely stood by as the genocide unfolded. The Rwandan Genocide stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of ethnic hatred. It's a wound that continues to haunt Rwanda and the world. The Killing Fields of Cambodia, Year Zero, and the Khmer Rouge. From 1975 to 1979, the Khmer Rouge unleashed a reign of terror in Cambodia. Intellectuals, artists, and anyone deemed an enemy of the revolution were targeted for elimination. Over 2 million Cambodians perished from execution, starvation, disease, or overwork. The Khmer Rouge's reign of terror finally ended in 1979. The Cambodian genocide serves as a harrowing reminder of the dangers of utopian ideologies. The Nanking Massacre, 6 weeks of unfathomable cruelty. In 1937, the Imperial Japanese Army unleashed a wave of unimaginable cruelty upon Nanking. Men, women, and children were systematically murdered. Rape was rampant, with tens of thousands of women and girls subjected to horrific sexual violence. The exact number of victims is still debated, but estimates range from 200,000 to 300,000. The Nanking Massacre serves as a chilling reminder of the horrors of war. The Partition of India, a continent divided, millions displaced. This monumental event reshaped the subcontinent forever. In 1947, The partition of British India led to one of the largest mass migrations in human history. Over 14 million people were uprooted from their ancestral homes. Massacres, riots, and forced conversions became commonplace. Communities that had coexisted for centuries were torn apart by violence and hatred. Millions of people fled their homes, desperate to cross newly drawn borders. Families were separated, and many never saw their loved ones again. The exact number of casualties remains unknown, but estimates range from hundreds of thousands to as many as 2 million. The human toll was staggering. The partition of India serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of division. It is a chapter in history that continues to impact generations. The Bosnian Genocide ethnic cleansing in the heart of Europe. From 1992 to 1995, the Bosnian War witnessed the horrors of ethnic cleansing. Bosnian Serb forces unleashed a campaign of terror against Bosnian Muslims. The Srebrenica massacre in July 1995 saw over 8,000 Bosniak men and boys systematically murdered. The Bosnian Genocide serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of nationalism and ethnic hatred. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of international intervention. The looming shadow, the potential for World War III. As we navigate through an increasingly complex global landscape, the threat of a Third World War looms larger than ever. Rising nationalism, geopolitical tensions, climate change, and resource scarcity create a volatile mix. These factors, when combined, can ignite conflicts that spread like wildfire across nations. Imagine a world engulfed in a conflict that makes World War II look like a minor skirmish. The devastation would be unprecedented, affecting every corner of the globe. Nuclear weapons unleashed, cities reduced to radioactive ash, millions, perhaps billions, dead. The aftermath would be catastrophic, with long-lasting effects on the environment and human health. There's still time to change course, to address the root causes of conflict. By focusing on diplomacy, sustainable development, and mutual understanding, we can avert disaster. We must choose dialogue over violence, cooperation over competition, and empathy over indifference. The future of our world depends on the choices we make today. For more on this topic, check out my video on the potential for World War III. Together, we can work towards a more peaceful and stable world. Outro, lest we forget. Learning from history's darkest moments. We've covered some incredibly difficult and often overlooked moments in human history. But amidst the darkness, it's important to remember that there's always hope. Let's learn from the mistakes of the past and strive to build a future where peace, compassion, and human dignity prevail. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay hopeful.